Today's first letter is perhaps the most modern letter we have ever received. It is the silent epidemic of our time, the battle we are all losing. It is from a devotee who feels trapped by the glowing rectangle and worse, feels they are breaking Krishna's heart because of it. Usually we keep these short, but today's letters were so powerful and the answers so necessary that we refuse to cut them down. This is a longer episode, so grab your tea, sit down, and let's go deep. Welcome to Letter to Krishna. Dear Krishna, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk to you about one thing, which is that I'm constantly, or not constantly, but mostly indulged in my phone, which I don't want to. I want to learn to use my phone in a certain limit, but my mind never listens to me, or rather, I am failing to control myself from overusing the phone. This is the worry on my mind as I feel that I am disappointing you by listening to my mind when you already are talking to me and telling me to use less mobile and focus more on doing my karma through that little voice in my head. I'm really sorry, Krishna, for disappointing you is not at all my goal. Please guide me, Krishna. I want to bring control over excessive use of my phone and focus more on my karma and working on myself as a person. Anonymous. My dear friend, first thank you. Thank you for speaking the truth that millions of people are hiding. You are not alone in this. You are fighting a war against the smartest supercomputers in the world, designed by thousands of engineers specially to hack your brain. And I want to tell you this immediately. You are not disappointing Krishna. A parent is never disappointed when their child learns to walk and falls down. They just say, "Get up." Krishna is not looking at your screen time with judgment. He is looking at your heart with love. The fact that you hear that little voice telling you to stop, that is the miracle. Most people have drowned that voice out completely. You say, "My mind never listens to me." Krishna explains this perfectly in the imagery of the Katha Upanishad and the Bhagavad Gita. Your body is the chariot, your senses are the horses. They want to run to the grass, the phone. Your mind is the reins holding the horses. Your intellect, that is Buddhi, is the driver. Right now, your horses, that is your senses, are stronger than your reins, that is mind. The horses see the flashing light of the phone and they run. Your driver, you, is shouting stop, but the reins are loose. Krishna teaches us that we cannot stop the horses by yelling at them. We must tighten the reins. Why do the horses run? Dopamine. Your phone is a Skinner box. Every scroll gives a random reward. Your brain is biologically wired to seek it. You cannot will yourself out of a dopamine loop any more than you can will yourself not to be hungry. The scientific solution is friction. The horses run to the phone because the path is smooth. It is too easy. You must make the path rough. You want to focus on karma and working on yourself. Here is how we tighten the reins. Step 1, the sacred distance, that is physical friction. You say you are mostly indulged. From today, you must treat your phone like your shoes. When you enter a temple, you leave your shoes outside, right? When you enter your karma zone, your study table, your workspace, your bedroom at night, the phone must stay outside. Not face down, not on silent, outside the room. If the horses can't see the grass, they won't run. This simple physical distance breaks the dopamine loop instantly. Step 2, the gray world, that is visual friction. Go into your phone settings right now. Search for color filters or grayscale. Turn your screen black and white. The colorful icons are candy for your brain. The gray icons are sawdust. Your brain will get bored within 5 minutes. you will naturally put it down. This is scientifically proven to reduce screen time. Step 3, the Krishna offering. You feel you are disappointing him. Let's flip that. Every time you put the phone down, say mentally, Krishna, I am switching this off for you. Make the act of disconnecting an act of worship. Instead of feeling guilty for using it, feel proud every time you create silence. That silence is your offering. My dear friend, you are in the middle of Kurukshetra. The phone is the modern Kaurav army. It is vast, shiny, and overwhelming. You are Arjun. And that little voice you hear, that is Krishna sitting on your chariot. He is whispering to you. The fact that you can still hear him above the noise of Instagram and YouTube is a miracle. It means he is right there with you. Don't be sorry. Be a warrior. Tighten the reins. Turn the screen grey. Leave the device at the door. And when you sit in that silence to do your karma, you will find Krishna smiling at him. All the very best. Radhe Krishna, and take care. We have learned how to tame the distraction. But why is focus so important? Because sometimes the pressure of life gets so heavy that our health starts to break. Our next letter is from a young soul carrying the weight of the world. Dear Krishna, I am studying in class 10th. In my first exam, I got 76.8% despite I studied a lot. I don't know what to do. Parents have a lot of dreams. Exams, especially maths and science, is a nightmare for me. Despite I studied hard for maths, I scored less marks. I feel like my dreams are scattering. I can't understand what to do. Please guide me. I feel so scared for my board exam and preparatory exams. Will I even score my dream marks? Please answer. When I sit to study, I feel distracted. Also, my health is deteriorating. Will I be fine? I have selected science stream after class 10th. Will it be suitable for me? Which job is best for me? My college is asking me to fill the form, but I don't know what to do. Which combination to select? Please answer all my questions. You are my last hope. And how to confront exam and score perfect? Please answer. Love you, Krishna. My dear friend, first thank you. Thank you for being brave enough to admit that you are scared. You wrote, You are my last hope. That breaks my heart and opens it at the same time. But let me tell you this, you are just overloaded. You scored 76.8%. In my eyes, that is a victory. You fought a nightmare, maths and science, and you still secured a distinction. That shows grit. That shows you are a fighter. Stop running after marks. Start learning things. Believe me, marks in the future does not matter. What matters is what is that you have learned. My dear friend, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, it is better to do one's own duty, swadharma, imperfectly, to do another's duty, paradharma, perfectly. If maths and science are a nightmare for you, if they make you sick, if they drain your soul, why are you choosing them for the next 2 years? Is it because of your parents' dream? Is it because everyone takes science? That is paradharma. That is walking someone else's path. And Krishna wants that. Paradharma is fraught with fear. You asked which job is best for me. The best job is the one that feels like play to you, but look like works to others. If you love story, arts and humanities may be your swadharma. If you love money and business, commerce might be your swadharma. You are suffering because you're trying to be a fish who climbs a tree. Before you fill that college form, sit in silence and ask yourself, if nobody was watching and if my parents would be happy no matter what would I study? Here is your better plan. Step 1, the health first rule. You cannot win a war with a broken chariot. You are deteriorating. Tonight, You sleep for 8 hours, no compromise. A tired brain has an IQ that is 15 points lower. You are studying hard with a dull blade. Sharpen the blade with sleep. Step 2, the why conversation. You must have the brave conversation with your parents. Show them your marks. Tell them, I'm working hard, but this is hurting me. Can we look at other options together? You might be surprised. Parents want you happy and alive more than they want you to be an engineer. Step 3, the focus method. When you sit to study, put the phone in another room. As we discussed in the last letter, do 25 minutes of solving, not reading. And will you score your dream marks? If you align with your nature, Swadharma, and study smartly, active recall, the marks will come automatically. Will you be fine? You will be more than fine. You are loved by Krishna. He doesn't care about your mark sheet. He cares about you. Don't crush your soul to fit into a box. You are vast. All the very best and take care. Krishna doesn't need you to be perfect. He just wants you to be honest. He is the friend who listens to the secret you are too scared to say out loud. So put down the weight. Write a letter to Krishna. Tell him everything as if he is your best friend. And believe me, he is. And if you want, you can send these letters to modernaimystic@gmail.com. Every Saturday in our Letter to Krishna episode, we read out your letters with the same dedication and intention you put into writing it. And we also try and give a solution to the problem you have asked. Your story might be the medicine someone else is praying for. If this episode gave you peace, hit like, share it with someone who needed the most today, and subscribe. Until next Saturday, remember, you are never walking alone. Radhe Krishna and take care.